Hello everybody, how's it going? So welcome to my review of Super Dragon Ball Heroes Episode 33, the Big Bad Mission Arc. And I have to say, Super Dragon Ball Heroes, despite the fact I've praised the hell out of what they've done with the Demon Realm stuff, portion of this arc, I think that's been the best part of the Big Bad Mission Arc. The biggest nitpick I've had is they've added too many faces and it becomes a detriment at some points. But it is a promotional anime, so you can expect them to do that. I did appreciate about this episode was the attention to detail here. Certain things they had tie-ins, like with Hearts showing up and his connection and how he's back. So the episode starts off with a mysterious figure. And by the way, we actually got a brand new title ending card in the opening. We got a brand new title card in the opening with some new players. So we have Golden Frieza, Golden Cooler, we have Goku Black, and we have Goku. Plus, we have somebody in a hooded figure, which we see at the beginning of this episode. Now, I'm not going to speculate who that is because it's limited who that could be, especially with the scars on his hand. But considering he has the same pupils as Goku, it could very well be Bardock, because we saw Goku Black at the end of the episode. So it makes no sense to have two people in figures look the same. So we'll have to wait and see. But that's how this episode starts, with him watching over Goku running away from the ships of Frieza and Cooler, which I don't know why they thought Blast were going to work on somebody like Goku. But why I also like the continuity. You also have Trunks and the Supreme Kai of Time, who's watching back at the Time Nest, watching everything that's going on. So there is a consequence with this parallel universe of Universe 7 that Goku's in right now, and I expect Vegeta and Broly to show up because they should also be there, technically. Unless they're fighting right now. I mean, that could be another thing that happens. But Goku's wrecked right now, so he's in base. So it explains why he's running away, why he doesn't go into Super Saiyan Blue. It's because he probably doesn't have the energy to. But that's never stopped him. I mean, case in point, look what happens in this episode. He's running away from these ships in the blast. Now, the hooded figure is very suspicious to me and one of the most intriguing characters. But like I said before, like I said earlier, it is another phase where you literally have other characters introduced. But I do like the fact they brought Cooler back in because he was established at the beginning of this arc. So I was wondering when he was going to play a role. Now, I do like the fact they added a little spin on this. So they brought back Frieza and they added Cooler. So because that is something that a lot of people have been crowing for. If there is going to be a second movie on the horizon, because the way Dragon Ball Super Broly ended, a lot of people speculated and want Cooler to be added as canon into Super. Whether or not that happens, I don't know. But Heroes did it first because they had Cooler and Frieza kind of team up, which is also cool because you have the same voice actor share for both of them, which is pretty cool. It kind of reminds me what happened with Frost and Frieza back at the Total Power. But they would find the blast of Goku, but like, no, I'm getting impatient. So Frieza and Cooler step out and they attack Goku both, which I like because we haven't seen that yet. So it's different. It looks bad for Goku when they come in and attack. Then out of nowhere, it comes the cubes and the gravity coming crashing down, and all of a sudden out of the smoke comes Hearts like a pimp. So we finally managed to get out of hell, and we find out how he got brought back from the dead and why he has a halo. It's because Demigra is the one that brought him back for 24 hours. So I like that continuity there. It's like, yeah, Goku, I know you hate me right now, but let's team up because I want to take down that idiot few, which kind of makes sense because if you remember how the Universal Conflict Dawn of War arc ended, it kind of ended like Hearts realizing the error of his ways because he has a distinct hatred for the gods, but he knows he messed up. So maybe this is him trying to make amends for that and asking Goku, even though he said, if you mess up again, if you cause any problems, I'm going to end you. So yeah, I like the fact they had that continuity there. It's not like he's innocent now, he's just all goody. No, he wants to put a stop to the feud to make amends. So that makes sense. Frieza and Cooler, Metal Cooler, they go into their golden forms, which is epic. So also, I'm pretty sure we actually got new music involved. In fact, actually, I forgot to mention something a couple of episodes ago. I think in the last episode and the previous one, we actually got new music as well added. So That's cool to see the added variety. That's what this series does. Despite the fact the execution isn't perfect, sometimes it could be a detriment. Like I said, they add too many faces. But I do like the fact they add variety to the show, which is so. Frieza and Cooler, they're in the golden forms. They're about to attack. Frieza goes after Goku. Cooler goes after Hearts, and it makes sense because Cooler was also manipulated by Few, and I like how Hearts is like, oh, were you misused by Kumba? It's like, because Golden Cooler points out the fact, oh, you were working for Kumba as well. And I like how Hearts threw it right back, so, oh, you were abused by him. And that just pisses off Cooler. Meanwhile, Frieza trying to land the blow on Goku. He blocks it, and then you can see what he's doing. And Frieza knows this well at hand because it's like Goku's trying to concentrate to go into Ultra Instinct, and Frieza's like, I know what you're up to, so I'm just going to throw this huge, enormous blast. By the way, there is a consequence with this parallel universe, like I mentioned. So any damage that happens in this fantasy realm created by Few in this universe 7 happens in the real world, because we saw a building got demolished by the ships of Frieza and Cooler, and we saw it in the real universe 7 that the same building got destroyed. So that's a problem. By the way, I like the fact they not only show Trunks, they also show Goten and Gohan. They're pretty much like KO'd at this point because of what happened with Mia. So again, the continuity is there. I expect Trunks to show up somewhere else because he kind of has to play a role here. But it explains why he hasn't showed up yet. He's back at the time nest. But then after Frieza fires the blast at Goku, Goku tanks it and then goes into Ultra Instinct. And we got brief clash between Ultra Instinct Sign Goku or Ultra Instinct Omen Goku versus Golden Frieza. And it ends with Frieza getting tagged. But it ends the same way the Resurrection of F fight ended, with Goku towering over Frieza after he's still in his golden form. And then Hearts in his base mode was able to handle Cooler. So that's pretty impressive. Despite the fact that he's not in God Slayer mode anymore, he's still able to hold his own against someone like Cooler, who's no joke, by the way, because Golden Cooler messed up Kumba the last time we saw him. That answers my question of which Cooler that was that we saw at the beginning of this arc. So again, another question that gets answered that I've been asking. But then out of nowhere, the Dark Star Dragon Balls pop in Cooler and Frieza's chest. And if you don't know anything about the Dark Empire arc or the Dark Demon Realm arc, those Dark Star Dragon Balls come from GT. They're a way of manipulating past enemies from the Demon Realm, like from the likes of Toa and Mechigabora. They use those Dark Star Dragon Balls to amplify a person's power and tendencies. We saw it with Bardock, and we saw it with Turles, and we saw it partially with Broly. And now we're seeing it with these characters as well. So I do like there's a tie-in with what's going on with the Demon Realm, because there's literally, right now, Few is sealed along with Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. So they're sealed right now. By the way, because we saw the Supreme Card time, we may actually see her do something, because she could also seal people in time, because she's done that. So she may be able to get them out of there, especially since she has a connection with Demigra. So, plus, especially with Toki being MIA right now, she kind of has to do something. Yeah, now they've got the Dark Star Dragon Balls, that's a problem, because they're even stronger now than they were before. And Goku's barely on enough energy, so we'll probably see Vegeta again. But we couldn't. And I thought we was going to see Toa and Mira show. It was like, oh, here we are. We've got some brand new players with Frieza and Cooler. No, we see Goku Black holding one of the Dark Star Dragon Balls, which shocks the hell out of me. But it explains that he's already been manipulated by Toa and Mira because of the Time Breaker mask. Time Breaker Goku Black is now a thing in Heroes. I actually suggested, like, back in the Universal Conflict arc, that instead of Zamasu, I think it would have been better and the better popular choice would have been to bring Goku Black there. I understand why they've done this, and I'll explain in a minute. But because I feel like, number one, Goku Black's just a more interesting character than Zamasu. Plus, you don't introduce a headache, because Zamasu had half immortality, and even though when his body was destroyed, his essence still remained. Look what happened at the end of the Future Trunks arc. So I said it would have been better if Goku Black was introduced, because he was more popular and he was more interesting anyway. Even though technically it was Zamasu, but the design is way better. they added him here now, but I do like the fact they added the fact he's a time breaker, because this opens up the door for so many possibilities. Because if you aren't aware, in Heroes we've already had time breakers. We've had time breaker King Vegeta. We've had time breaker Bardock. We've also had time breaker Broly, which, because we got the Dark Star Dragon Balls, we could also see a Dark Star Dragon Ball appear at Broly as well. But the whole point is, when part of the mask was shattered, or when they broke part of the mask off, those who wore it got a huge power boost. Dark King Vegeta, Bardock's a huge example, because he shot up to Super Saiyan 2 and 3, not only in Heroes but also in Xenoverse 2 as well. Also, Broly, I don't know if that's a reason, but he shot up to Super Saiyan 4 as well. This could be a way of getting Goku Black in new form without the original design. Because I think I said this before, it seems to be a habit. Like those characters that aren't in Super, exclusively to Super, or are completely different, get a new power up. Like look at Trunks. We saw him in the episode. He has Super Saiyan God now. I mean, look at Cooler. He has a golden form now in both versions. You can open up the doors with Goku Black being there. I'm more curious now because all the players, with the exception of Vegeta, are now accounted for in that final visual in the opening. Like, the only one that we haven't seen yet is Vegeta, which I expect him to show up maybe in the next episode, especially with Goku Black there. Yeah, I can definitely see him playing a role. I actually think this would be a cool opportunity because Vegeta's going to be established in this arc. Because you have Frieza and Cooler, there's no reason why you can't give Vegeta that win and have him finish off Cooler and Frieza, because it's technically a parallel universe. It's technically a different universe, but right, it's not the same, even though the consequences do affect what's going on right now in the real universe heaven. But if that's not the real Frieza, you can still have Vegeta take him out, because that's what a lot of people want to see. So you also have Goku Black. So we have Hearts introduced, which I like how they explain that. Like he was brought back for a 24-hour period, but he's brought back from Demigra to counteract what's going on with Few, who's literally, that's the plan of the Demon Realm right now, to make him the Dark Demon King. I also wonder what the Demon Realm's plans are now. Now that Few is pretty much sealed in time, at least for the time being. So it's gonna be a way. This is a way of getting them out of the picture and focusing on them on the rest of the villains, which could be cool because you have so many. You have like Super 17, even though I don't really care for him. You still introduced him. You have Bojack and Turles, another version of evil Goku. Yeah, you do add extra faces, but depending how that utilized, I don't have too much of a problem with that. Plus, there's a tie with the Demon Realm, so yeah, we'll see. We'll have to wait and see where that goes. Like I said, I'm more interested in who that hooded figure is. I think it could be Bardock, because who else has eyes and hair like Goku at this point? There's no point in having Turles there because we've seen him already. So there's no, and Goku Black has the most interesting techniques anyway. I want to see him like key scythe and just go ham. So, but because we've seen 3 of the Dark Star Dragon Balls, it kind of makes me wonder if they're going to use those to make a wish. Personally, I think the last episode was a little bit better to me because we actually saw Ribeiro and Toa duke it out. Even though it was brief, it's still a clash. It's still something. So I kind of like that. But even though the characters we saw get brought back, like I said, this is the episode of Returns, there still has a connection with the Demon Realm. So I like that. It also has tie-ins and consequences. Personally, I just think like adding the reigns and focusing on the Demon Realm is more interesting than Few right now. I'm just going to come out and say it. Like, this whole plan has been complete garbage from Few's part because he got him sealed, and the only thing he's done is manage to create a new universe, which isn't all that different. It's just a parallel universe, a parallel timeline from Universe 7, which is, I said this in my last review, it's kind of lazy on their behalf, but I do like what they've introduced. So I'm curious to see what we'll get with the villains they brought back. I expect Broly to show up as well, but maybe he's going to show up with a Dark Star Dragon Ball. That'd be a huge plot twist, because I really like that design. So hopefully we'll see where Toa and Mira are up to next. So let me know what you guys think down below. I thought it was an okay episode. Some very interesting dynamics now with these villains you brought back. That's going to do it for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like the review if you did hit that thumbs up. I appreciate that. Subscribe to the channel for more Super Dragon Ball Heroes and more Dragon Ball content. Catch you guys later. Thanks, guys. Bye.